easy to kind of go, well, I'm happy to take that investment option when things look rosy. That's fine. That got me an extra 1% last year. I'll stay in that option or go to that option. But you are taking that risk versus reward trade-off. And we do know that longer term, historically, the more risks you take, the more reward you get. But life's not a straight line.
But it's not only the more risk you take, the more reward you might get, but it's the more chance of a loss.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. So the people who perhaps have, on paper, lost 2% or 5% or 10% of their super in the last few months are the ones that likely have made 2%, 5%, 20% over the last couple of years. But that's all that human psychology of, well, yes, I know a couple of years ago my super was at 300,000 and then earlier this year it got up to 380,000. Now if I log on it says 360,000, I've lost $20,000. Yes, potentially, because as humans we just kind of look at that high watermark and go, well, that's money I had or could have had.
Yeah.
But we haven't spent that money yet. And I suppose that's an important message, which is important to say, reiterating, is that the holdings you have, you still actually have. And so depending on which super fund you've got or how that's set up, but generally if you have investments, this means that you just have an investment in an asset, whether that's property or shares. And so therefore, let's say a bank stock, you might within your super fund have 100 of these particular bank stocks. Now, whether those shares are 5% higher or 5% lower, you've still indirectly got that same 100 shares. It's just that this week or this month they're valued differently. So have you lost that 20,000? Well, no, you've still got that same 100 shares. And again, I'm trying to simplify this as much as possible. So I actually haven't lost any of the shares. I've still got the same 100. It's just that this week the market is saying they're not worth as much as they were before. If your intention wasn't to sell your super when you're at 380,000, your intention should definitely not be to sell it when it's at 360,000 because you've still got the same underlying asset. Will it get back to 380,000? Very likely. How long will that take? We don't know. But therefore, if the plan is, well, I was going to hold this for the next few years anyway, then the strategy shouldn't change.
If you want to have a chat about your circumstances, feel free to reach out to us at Financial Edge Group to find out a bit more. Everyone's numbers are different, everyone's components are different, and your circumstances and family structure is different. So it's important to have a chat about this rather than rushing out and do anything. But it's also important to be proactive with this planning. And that's what we're here to help with.